This week, the ATP Tour moves to Russia for the 25th edition of the St. Petersburg Open. And with the tournament upgraded to 500 status, local talent will be looking to shine. 7 Russians are playing on home soil this week, highlighted by the top 3. Seeking to become the 3rd back-to-back champion at this event, world number 5 Daniil Medvedev will get his title defence underway tomorrow. And in action later today, we see the Russian duo Andrei Rublev, multiple winner in 2020 with 3 titles, most recently that first ATP 500 title in Hamburg. And number 4 seed Karen Khachanov will be hoping to capitalise on his home advantage when he steps out on centre court. So a very good morning, everyone, and welcome along to day 2 here at the Siba Arena, the 2020 St. Petersburg Open. It was a great day yesterday, and we have some more fantastic matches to look forward to throughout the course of today. Let's just have a look what we have to enjoy out on centre court, starting off with Feliciano Lopez. He's taking on the number 7 seed Borna Coric, of course last year's finalist. That'll be followed by the qualifier, JJ Wolf of the United States of America. He's up against the former champion here, Milos Raonic, the number 6 seed this week. That then we'll see Karen Khachanov, the number 4 seed, up against the Australian James Duckworth. And then not before 6:30 local time. Looking forward to that one. Vasek Pospisil, the Canadian, taking on Andrei Rublev, the number 3 seed from Russia. Should be a good atmosphere for that. And we also have a couple of matches out on court 1 as well. The first of which sees Adrian Mannarino of France taking on the man from Belarus, Ilya Ivashka. They've played once before, Mannarino winning that in Washington last year. And following that will be Mikhail Kukushkin of Kazakhstan. And he's taking on Mir Kecmanovic. Remember Kecmanovic winning his first title on the ATP Tour just a few weeks ago in Kitzbühel. So Adam Fielder here in the commentary box alongside Barry Cowan to start us off today as we just have a look at the prize money and the points. And I mean, Baz, well, we saw even yesterday someone like Aslan Karatsev who picked up a great win, just his 2nd win on the tour, and just what a huge amount of money that is for him.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, big money, but also big points. Yep. And the opportunity with the way that the points structure is since the lockdown, you can just add and keep adding. And there are plenty of players this week who are looking to push their case, especially Rublev, who's got one eye on London, the top 8. What a heroic effort that would be to cap off a great year for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Thoroughly deserves it, the amount of winning that he's done. Remember, 6 places have been filled for the ATP Tour finals at the end of the year. 2 places still remain.
Наивысший рейтинг в одиночном разряде 12-й. St. Petersburg welcome Feliciano Lopez, Spain. Winner of 7 ATP singles titles. Current singles ranking 60. Highest singles ranking 12. Санкт-Петербург приветствует Borna Coric, Хорватия. Победитель 2 турниров ATP в одиночном разряде. Финалист Санкт-Петербург Open 2019. Текущий рейтинг в одиночном разряде 27-й. Наивысший рейтинг в одиночном разряде 12-й. St. Petersburg welcomes Borna Coric, Croatia. Winner of 2 ATP singles titles. Runner-up at St. Petersburg Open 2019. Current singles ranking 27. Highest singles ranking 12. Лучшие теннисисты мира на кортах Санкт-Петербург Open лицом к лицу. World best players on the court of St. Petersburg Open face to face.
Well, they certainly have their own way of doing things here in St. Petersburg as the first two players walk out onto court. Feliciano Lopez of Spain and Borna Coric of Croatia. Good match to start off this Tuesday.
That's such a strong draw this week.
Yes, thank you. Just a couple of reminders. We have the bouquet live here. Also some box for the towels. I would suggest you, Borna, to use the blue one to match with the shirt and then the red one for you, Feliciano. Okay? It's basically on the four corners, so please use it. And we have also the top on the both corners.
Where's the start and where's the finish to that top of Lopez?
Could be a dress, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's a maze.
Also, yes. Yeah, and I put some. And I put also some 8 balls for the warm-up. We put away 2 just to get some new balls for the match. Okay. Any questions? No. Feliciano, ATP or the website? ATP.
So coin toss done, Borna Coric winning it and choosing to receive first in this opening match of the day.
It's interesting, the umpire there said, I've never heard an umpire say that. Actually, we'll start with 8 balls in the knock-up and then we'll take 2 out. If that was me, I'd just use the 2 balls. So therefore, at the start of the match, you've got 6 new ones.
That's true, yeah. I wonder if they will.
Lopez might.
So still a round 1 match. Lopez and Coric. Coric, the number 7 seed, had such a great run in St. Petersburg last year. Let's have a look at how the draw looks. See in the top section of this draw, so the winner of this one will take on either Roman Safulin or Emilio Gomez in round 2. And Daniel Medvedev, the defending champ, right up the top there. He'll take on Richard Gasquet. That should be another really good opening round match to look forward to tomorrow. So let's have a look at the 2 players then. And, well, Feliciano Lopez, she said to Barry earlier, I can't believe he's 39 years of age. He only turned 39 just under a month or so ago. Turned pro in 1997. He has been around for a long time, has Feliciano. Ranking is just beginning to start dipping as well. He's down at 60 in the world. Of course, he has been as high as 12. Didn't quite ever just break into that world's top 10, but you can just see how consistent he has been. Always inside the world's top 100 going back the last 5 years or so. But there are just signs, Baz, that he's beginning to slow down.
Yeah. Few injuries, also interests elsewhere, the tournament director in Madrid. But in these types of conditions, he can still be very, very dangerous. And I think what, you know, he's talked openly, how long is he going to play for? He says, at the moment, I'm still planning to play next year. I think he would love to defend that Queen's title. Yeah. How memorable was his performance on the singles and doubles court last year, winning Queens.
Well, he's certainly in great shape still, that is for sure. There's no worries on that front, so yeah, as long as he's feeling good, there's no reason why he can't keep playing for a couple more years. And his opponent today, Borna Coric, only 23 years of age. And you kind of think he's older than 23 because he burst onto the scene at such a young age when he was just a teenager. Currently down at 27 in the world, just like Lopez. He has a high of 12 as well. Had such a great run in St. Petersburg 12 months ago, but my word, did he have to work hard for it. Every single match other than the final. He dropped the opening set against Fucsovics, then Casper Ruud, then João Sousa. Had to come through all 3 of those matches in the 3rd set before losing in straights to Daniel Medvedev. There's just been signs, Baz. I mean, since tennis has resumed, he had a great run at the US Open, didn't he? Saving those 6 match points against Tsitsipas in the third round before eventually losing to Zverev in the quarterfinals. That he's just beginning to play some good tennis again.
Yeah, it was difficult really for Coric because the back end of 2018 was excellent. It was when he played, for me, his best tennis, when he had that great run in Shanghai, beating Federer, then a few injury problems at the beginning of last year, just a slight dip in terms of his form, lost a little bit of confidence, but as you said, the US Open was a huge high for Coric to do as well as he did there. I think saving those match points, he said that one of his best performances.
Yeah. I'm
not surprised he went out early at the French. That kind of felt to me that was going to happen. Players who did well at the US would struggle to go deep at the French, but you know, back in an arena that he feels comfortable, and actually I think plays very well in these types of conditions, Coric. So undoubtedly he would start the favourite.
Yeah, well, they have played each other a couple of times before, although the first time they played back in 2016 at the US Open, unfortunately Coric had to retire very early on in the opening set there because of a right knee injury, so we won't read too much into that. The only match that they've actually finished, though, came in Beijing 2 years ago, 2018, and it was a close one, but Feliciano Lopez eventually getting it done 7-5 in the third.
It was a nervy match, really, towards the back end of the third set, but it didn't do him any harm because it was a week later that he had that great run in Shanghai. Yeah.
So our first match of the day on this Tuesday here in St. Petersburg. Feliciano Lopez of Spain up against the number 7 seed Borna Coric. It was Coric who won the coin toss. He chose to receive first. So Feliciano Lopez will get this one underway.
For the Hawkeye Live. We don't have the audio for the Hawkeye Live, so basically we cannot make the sound, you know, of the calls. So we need to fix that before.
Okay, so we have a slight problem. We are using Hawkeye Live, of course, this week, so no line judges, and apparently they're just missing the audio, so we'll have no idea whether a ball's been called out or not. So they're just having to wait for that to be fixed before we can get started. Perils of technology.
Have they forgotten to do the recording?
Yeah.
Well, initially, when it was first used at the Next Gen Finals, it was Ali Nili and his wife who did the recording.
Was it?
Yeah, in the hotel bathroom. The wonders of modern technology.
So we're not entirely sure how long this delay is going to be until they can sort this audio. Otherwise they may have to usher a few people out of the crowd to just come and be the line judges for the time being.
We'll get Lopez to do it.
Yeah, just call your own lines.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, could you imagine?
Takes you back, Baz, does it?
Oh. There were some players you did not want to play.
That's frustrating for the players. They've done their warm-up and ready to go. They just have to sit around and wait.
First time I've ever... Oh,
here we're
getting there. He's warming up. He needs a 5-minute warm-up.
Exercises.
Yeah. Stop.
We have the sound, so it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, that's good. It wasn't too long a delay.
50 love.
First set.
Oh dear. Right, so Feliciano Lopez will get this opening match started here.
Ready? Play.
Now, I think tactically that's going to be the serve that he will look to use a lot of against Coric. The one to the forehand also. I think the one into the forehand body would be a good option against the Croat.
Net. Second serve.
I think both of these guys would just prefer the court to be a little bit quicker.
15.
I actually think for Coric this is a good pace. I think Lopez, it's always an interesting one actually with Lopez. Because for me there's no doubt that he is at his very best when it's quick. But you'll often find when it's medium-paced, he gets caught between the two game styles.
So much penalty. 14.
And that's why I think on the grass, and also I remember one year at the US Open when it was quick and he played well against Federer, took the opening set, I think it was the last 16, it was just all-out attack from Lopez.
That's a very solid start. Quick fire hold. Coric has obviously had plenty of success in his career on the quicker surfaces. Mentioned that great run in Shanghai that he had in 2018, eventually losing to Djokovic. Shanghai, one of the quicker surfaces on the tour, on the hard courts, and obviously that year as well, winning in Halle on the grass, beating Roger Federer.
That's enough. 15. What?
Good to see some fans in as well, about half capacity inside the Ciba Arena this week.
How much Lopez uses the slice backhand potentially to the forehand side of Coric, which for me is always the barometer of how he's feeling. When he's confident, the forehand looks watertight. When he loses a bit of confidence or when he gets a little nervy, the forehand can be the shot that lets him down. That's the play.
40-15.
Yeah, perfect serve from Borna Coric, so 2 comfortable holds to start us off here.
It's got such a smooth service action, Coric.
Have one ball just under the bike.
Penalty number 15.
And there aren't many better than that.
13.
Only 4 players serve more aces than Lopez in the men's game.
Shouldn't cost him.
40-15.
Karlovic, Isner, Ivanisevic and Federer, the 4 men, served more aces than Lopez.
Oh, he just snatched at the final volley. Borna Coric did so well just to stick around in that point. And eventually Lopez closes it out and leads 2-1. Yeah, it's not a bad list, is it, to be a part of for Lopez? Ahead of the likes of Sampras and Roddick and Querrey, Ivan Ljubicic.
That might be something that he wants to play 1,000 matches. He's currently on 900, and this is 925th.
Be able to get there in, what, 2 or 3 more years? So on serve, early stages in this one, 1-2.
Penalty number 15.
Oh, how good is that touch from Coric?
Well, it's a great point all around. Perfectly played from Lopez. Giving us an idea of his tactics early on, using the slice backhand, coming forward. And that's a brilliant lob, but a lot harder to hit if it's 4-all, love 15
Yeah.
than it is early on in the match. And that's what sort of mindset you have to have if you're playing that type of tennis.
It's a penalty. 30-15. Next, second serve.
Oh, he's hitting the ball clean
So a penalty.
from the back. Coric early doors.
15.
Yeah, I think it is certainly an interesting question. What is his best surface? You look at his percentage of wins, it's highest on clay than it is on hard and grass, but he's had more top 10 victories, 11 on hard to just 1 on clay.
Next, first serve.
I feel it's medium stroke,
Yeah.
quicker. Hard courts are his best surfaces, where I think ultimately he's at most dangerous.
That's good from Lopez.
Yeah, it is good.
So a critical.
Maybe a bit of an error, really. If you're coming forward, I think really 75, 80% of the time you've got to be coming into the backhand. Certainly on a big point.
Game, Coric.
Love that one back. Lopez, so Coric holds.
Borna.
Levels it up at 2s. Spoke about Feliciano Lopez's age, 39, but the fact that he is in great shape. He's another, of course, who cut a load of dairy products and bread and soda and things like that out of his diet.
Penalty.
Seems to be more and more going that way, Baz.
15.
You want to follow suit?
Not just yet.
Out.
Don't need to be in quite as good shape sitting here.
13.
I suppose when you were playing, that wasn't even kind of thought about, was it?
Yeah,
It was?
Yeah, no, it was very much part of, but I mean, not to that extent.
That's very good from Coric, one of the best points he's played so far.
Yeah, this is all about the movement, cutting down the angle on the forehand, That's superb. You'll see a lot of players, they might just move side to side. And therefore the ball's having to hit it a lot lower.
Yeah, sensing an opportunity perhaps, Coric.
Yeah, that's the play coming into the backhand. Yeah, there was a period towards the end that I actually cut out the dairy products.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you get that from someone else, or was that just a decision that you came to?
Well, eventually, it was forced upon me because I was in New York playing the US Open, and I felt in pretty good shape, and I was actually sort of third or fourth match on, and it was pretty humid that day, and as I was walking to the court, I was just totally lifeless.
All right.
So I thought, well, something might say, well, there's nothing different there, but
I didn't want to say.
Yeah. and I saw a dietitian and yeah, cut out dairy.
So how long did you do that for?
Yeah, I think for the last certainly 2 years.
Did you notice a big difference?
Yeah. Difficult to cut out cheese, though.
Superb from Coric. Just a little bit short from Lopez, and Coric pounced on it.
Again, it's wonderful. Real intent from Coric. He's come out with a positive mindset. Now the first big point on the Lopez serve. Where does he look to hit this first serve?
He got there, Coric, but it was the inside-out forehand from Lopez that really did the damage.
That's brave play from the Spaniard. Great use of the forehand.
Oh, that is sensational from Feliciano Lopez. Such a great angle that Coric found with this forehand.
Well, it's not bad for starters, is it, this match? Just the 5th game, and we're seeing tennis of this quality.
He did well with the return. Coric just made it awkward for Lopez.
Juice.
Oh, only just.
Can see the last shot. Yeah, look, just coming on the screen now.
Yeah, for any close calls, they do show them on the screen just to prove to the players almost that it was the correct decision. just about made that one.
Well, he moved very early, Lopez. He just took the gamble. Maybe he thought the Coric was going to go cross-court, but another good 1-2 from Coric.
Let first. Watch it. Advantage, Lopez.
Did well just to cut off that one early, Coric.
It's been an area of his game that has been a work in progress, looking to be more aggressive and take the attack to his opponents instead of just sitting back and waiting for errors. And that is a really good, confident volley. Again, I just feel this type of court, medium to quicker for Coric, just there's no doubt in his mind he has to commit to it.
Yeah.
His court, by the way, it's getting quicker by the day, but it's still classed as medium to slow. Might get a pretty good gauge the next match.
Yes, with Milos. Longest game of this opening set by a distance. Not far off 10 minutes now.
You commentated on the Wawrinka-Evans match. Bublik made it look quite quick with his serving. Yeah. What about Wawrinka and Evans?
Less so, I would say. Yeah, but Bublik especially. I mean, he finished with, what, 25 aces, something like that?
Left outside, maybe from the previous, during the warm-up, you know, we lost it. Just give it to me. It must be more new than this one. Once again? No, we cannot. Because this is the one I got back, you know, because at one stage we had 7 balls during the...
I don't know, I just get it.
Give it to me, give it this one. Because this one we lost it during the warm-up, so we got it back during the play, and that's why I get it back.
Boche. Advantage Lopez.
He's got to be happier playing indoors than on the cold, damp, slow red clay.
Oh, well, he had plenty of space to make that four-handed Coric. It wasn't a particularly good volley, but Feliciano Lopez will be delighted that he comes through a game that lasts over 10 minutes. and stays in front, 3-2.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I know it's early on, but sometimes those kind of games can have a big bearing, can't they, on the match, on the set?
There can be a bit of a momentum shift when you've got Lopez, who's playing well, has to fight hard to come through a service game, and you've got Coric, who's also playing well and couldn't really have played a better game and still got nothing from it. But I think the advantage that Coric has got is, you know, it's fresh in his mind is making the last 8 in New York. You know, these types of matches, if you don't break early on, are a lot harder if you've lost 4 or 5 matches in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he still would have been a little upset, the fact that he lost out in the first round at the French to someone that he would have expected to beat. No disrespect to Norbert Gombos, but it's a match that he would have expected to come through. Oh, it's been a highly competitive start to this one.
Time.
Coric has just had the look at the one break point that he wasn't able to convert on. So we're on serve.
And that quarter-final in New York for Coric, a match really against Zverev he had in his fingertips. Up a set and a break, got a little edgy. Not the first and certainly won't be the last player to experience those difficulties.
Et maintenant, 59.
That's nice. Good change up. Lopez had retreated after the return.
Tritsenon. 39.
Again, he's showing Lopez he's got that tactic up his sleeve. Lopez, who will prefer to chip most of those returns.
Serve looking very good early on here for Coric. No, it's just what he wanted, Coric, after the 10-minute-plus service game that Lopez had to endure previously. Coric very quickly holds to love and
Maintenant, 59.
footwork from Lopez.
Yeah, normally that's a pretty good play in that situation to just approach down the middle because they've got no angles. But I think when you've got a much stronger side, which Lopez has on the forehand, it just gives him time to bring that best shot into play.
So right now, 40 love.
That's the play from Coric.
So I penalty. 40-15.
He's now come forward more, Coric, than Lopez.
Yeah, most of the drop shots Lopez has played, Coric has got up to it in good time.
Yeah, when the ball's high like that, I think it's better to just rip it, come forward. You know, the advantage of hitting as many drop shots on the clay is it can just bite on the surface. It's not as easy to do that on the hard courts.
Oh, it's wonderful touch from Borna Coric. Tremendous point.
And in the 32 minutes these two have been playing, we've had quite a few of these types of rallies. Both players are absolutely playing at a high level. And that might just be the shot of the match so far, that drop volley from Coric.
Oh, Lopez will be so frustrated here. 40 love up, and now he's embroiled in yet another tough service game at deuce.
Bullshit.
Well, I think if he had that shot again, I think he would attempt a different shot, Coric. He just nudge it down the line, try and get it low.
Anything short so far. Coric has been just up to it so quickly.
Deuce.
Yeah, and that's why the drop shot hasn't really been of any use today, Lopez, because he is playing so far up the court.
Just feel the pressure beginning to build. Coric has a second look at a break point in this opening set. And it was the return of serve that did the damage. Coric wore Lopez down in his previous service game without reward. But this time he does make the breakthrough and leads 4-3. Well, I don't think you can say that Coric doesn't deserve it. The way that he's played in the opening 35 minutes, he's been aggressive, he's been consistent, very few errors, just 3 unforced errors coming from the Coric racket so far, with 13 winners, so that is the level that he's at right now.
Yeah, this is a level that he was playing when he reached the final in Shanghai a couple of years ago. Almost 2 years to the day, isn't it?
Yeah. He's looking very confident. So Coric with the break. Interesting article on Borna Coric on the ATP website. From pressure to perfection, it's called Inside the Mind of Borna Coric. And it's interesting, Baz, that he kind of goes on to say that when he was younger, he put so much pressure on himself. I think didn't help that the media also kind of overhyped him a little bit, didn't he, when he first came onto the scene as a 17-year-old. But he says now he's kind of a lot more level-headed.
Yeah, he was super uptight. We'd see the clenched fist from Coric almost every point that he won. And now a much more relaxed demeanour. That's why I think it's important to sometimes look at wins in context of it. When he beat Nadal as an 18-year-old, Nadal was injured. As far as I remember, was it appendicitis?
Yeah, I think he was.
It was in Basel.
Yeah.
And he had another win against Nadal a couple of years later in Cincinnati. That was literally hours after the Olympics. And I felt back then, you know, he relied more on just guts, putting the ball in court. So he needed a shift of his mindset, which is not easy when he talks as openly as he does talk now, that, you know, he was super uptight and it was all about winning. And I think he's got the balance right now.
Yeah, he said, when I was younger, I put much more pressure on myself than now. I'm a little bit more experienced and self-confident than when I was younger. I still put some pressure on myself, of course. That is normal, though. If you don't feel the pressure, then something is wrong. I'm used to it by now, and I don't have any big secrets in how to deal with it. It's just something that I've got used to for the last 10 years. Quickly holds for 5-3.
Yeah, and he had that window of opportunity of looking to break in the top 10. That will come again.
Oh, just crunching it.
Low 50.
Now, he talked about the keys to his double-hander. Put your weight on your front foot. Well, he did that there.
just wide. Lopez throws his arms out as if to say, I'm not really sure what to do.
Love 30.
Oh, seriously quick. And what a transformation. I started, wasn't it, Adam, from 40 love on Lopez's serve?
Yeah, it was.
Coric. Love 40.
So 3 set points. And a perfect executed lob as well from Borna Coric, and what was a very tightly contested opening set for the majority of it. In the end, it's Borna Coric who somewhat runs away with it towards the end. 43 minutes, 6-3.
No, that's about as good as it gets if you're Borna Coric. That's truly magnificent set of tennis. 15 winners, just 3 errors. The forehand, which at times has let him down, or not today. Didn't make an error off the forehand. The backhand was aggressive. The whole game was aggressive. And I think that's something that really Lopez has got to look at, that Coric has come to the net 14 times to Lopez's 8. Maybe a few more serve and volleys from Lopez, maybe the need to just try and chip and charge. Not that he had a look at too many second serves. Coric was great in terms of his service numbers. 11 out of 13 points won his first serve, 5 out of 6 on his second serve. 42 minutes for Coric. That's probably about as close to a 10 out of 10 you can get.
So what can Feliciano Lopez do in this second set, just to try and disrupt the rhythm of Borna Coric? Barry and I just speaking off air, and I said to him, I wonder when the last time Coric played a set without one unforced error on the forehand wing, and we kind of jokingly said probably never, but yeah, he has just played absolutely flawless tennis at the moment, the number 7 seed.
Yeah, and when you're on the receiving end of a set of tennis like that, I think for Lopez, you've got to go one of two ways. You've got to say, right, what I'm going to do is just try and play the same way and hope his level dropped, or you just roll the dice on a few occasions. It feels more that he needs to do the latter.
Well, he only lost 3 points on serve in the whole first set. Borna Coric, he was 11 from 13 behind his first serve, and even when he missed the first, he was 5 from 6 behind the second. So Lopez is just going to have to try and do something in the return games just to make Coric think a little bit more.
Yeah, the one key really for Lopez would be on that first serve. Just winning 2/3 of those points on his first serve. If he can get that number up to sort of mid-80s, apply a bit of scoreboard pressure, hold on to his first couple of service games or so.
Let first serve.
Obviously, with Coric breaking that very last game of the opening set, it means that he can serve first, and he is the one that's able to apply that scoreboard pressure.
Lopez, 74 consecutive Grand Slams he's played in is a record. Only Federer has competed in more Grand Slams than the Spaniard. Federer, at the moment, 4 ahead.
Game, Coric.
It's just not reading that Coric serve right now. It's very comfortable hold once again.
In terms of the greatest of all time, does that add weight to it?
You're going to throw Feliciano in the mix?
No, the amount of Grand Slams you've played.
Oh, I see.
No, I'm only... I don't really believe that.
Well, it's a debate that will just rumble on.
And for me, at the moment, you don't even need to come to a conclusion. Come to a conclusion when they're all finished.
Yep.
You never know, they might all have the same amount of Grand Slams.
They could do.
Okay, that's enough. 15 up.
Fascinated to see what all of them do after tennis, whether they stay in it, whether they become coaches.
Surely Nadal will spend time on his boat.
Poor attitude. 15 on.
Federer in his caravan. Didn't he go caravanning after the Wimbledon final? Well, he's got to start well here, Lopez. If Coric gets the early breakthrough, you just feel as though he could steamroll through this second set. Yeah, it got there comfortably. Borna Coric is absolutely everywhere right now. And what a chance to go an early break up in this second set.
Eight sets up. 13-14.
That's a bit of a gift for Lopez. Second serve return into the net.
Deuce.
That break point.
Bochet. Advantage, Lopez.
Yes, just long. What an important hold that could turn out to be for Lopez. He saves 2 break points to start us off in this second set. 1 a game all. Now, those are the kind of rallies that Borna Coric will be hoping to get embroiled in time and time again.
You just got to hang around if you're Lopez. It's got to, you know, this is not playing Nadal or Djokovic where, you know, the history will tell you if you lose the first set, your chances of winning are practically 0. You just got to force the bit of pressure on your opponent. Right now, there's not a lot he can do when Coric is playing as well as he's currently doing.
Oh, it's just absolute precision, the moment from Coric.
15.
You know, we talked about it, Adam, in previously. That it's a unique situation for the players. I'm just wondering whether, for a little bit for Coric, his mindset is, having made the final last year, he's not defending any points.
True.
So this is just compete and play.
Yeah, play with the house's money.
Yeah. Maybe actually this is potentially bringing the best out of him.
Yeah, that's a good point, Baz. Another good hold for Borna Coric. On we go then on serve in this second set. Coric leading 2-1.
Дамы и господа, на первом корте проходит матч одиночного разряда нашего турнира.
I spoke about that article on the ATP Tour website around Borna Coric. He also mentioned just how hard he worked during the extended break earlier this year.
gentlemen, the first curve.
He said that in the lockdown I was training really hard. I didn't take much time off at all. In the whole 5 months I had maybe 2 weeks off altogether, so I was hoping that I could play some good tennis at the US Open, and that's exactly what happened.
Time. That's a no. 15 up.
When he reached the final, this event 12 months ago, Coric, including the final, he lost 11 of his next 13 matches.
It's a no. 13 up.
Before he started to turn his form around, the last event before lockdown, when he reached the last 4 in Rio.
So Ragnar. 40 love.
Yeah, it's just long. That's probably the easiest service game that Feliciano Lopez has had so far today.
Yeah, so far so good in the second set, because it has been a bit of a masterclass so far from Coric. Just got to keep plugging away of you, Lopez. Coric, who plays such an aggressive brand of tennis. And this is what he's done so well. 83% of the points he's been able to win when he stepped inside the baseline, which has been a lot. 3/4 of the points won when he's just behind the baseline.
But that's enough. 15 up.
I think we're seeing, just being day 2 of this tournament, the type of tennis that ultimately is going to win the tournament. It's not going to be a war of attrition.
No. Yeah, we had quite a lot of 3-setters yesterday, but none of them were kind of 3 hours long. complete shank off the overhead from Lopez.
So
For the first time today, puffs out his cheeks.
40 love. Game Coric.
Well, he is just serving magnificently at the moment, Borna Coric. Again, Feliciano Lopez just cannot get anywhere near it. Still yet to have a look at a break point in this match. Coric ahead, 3-2.
Yeah, one stat that has come to our attention: no one has more losses on the tour than Lopez. I mean, it's kind of an unfair stat because of his longevity.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But I think really what is interesting, and it's something that you're always battling with juniors, that, I mean, if I was to describe Lopez's career, you would say it one of exceptional longevity. You look at the prize money that he's earned, $17.5 million. His winning percentage is just 52%.
Yeah.
7 career titles.
Yeah, overtook Fabrice Santoro on the list of all-time losses on the tour.
Yeah, I mentioned, you know, the difficulty sometimes you've got with junior players, that, you know, they play tennis, they're generally perfectionists, they're generally very bright, and if you sort of equate it from the tennis court to a school classroom, 52% failure, massive failure.
Yeah.
And he's only won 52% of his matches, Lopez, and he's had a phenomenal career. I mean, what would that be in your GCSEs? I mean, they've changed it now, haven't they? They've gone to a number, but would that have got a C?
May have scraped a C, yeah. Possibly.
Not that you dealt with any C's, Adam.
Yeah, I guess that's quite hard for a junior to kind of get their head around that, isn't it? That, okay, well, if I win just over 50% of my matches over my career, I'm doing very well.
Tasting defeat is part of the process. Just a little scrappy, actually, the last couple of points. Not one error in the forehand in the first set, and already 3 this set, 2 in the last 2 points.
So at penalty. 40-15. Game Lopez.
Yeah, that was perfectly placed, that serve. Outside edge of the line. So a couple of nice quick holds for Lopez, something that he struggled to do certainly in that opening set. Managed to weather a bit of an early storm early on in this second, save those 2 break points, but since then, I don't know whether he's just struggling with his back a little bit. You could just see him stretching it out there. I thought I saw him after a serve in that previous game, just clutched the lower part of his back as well.
15 love.
Well, maybe he's just tweaked his backhand and look at the serves that keep going by.
Yeah.
Incredible serving.
Oh, first foot fault that I've... Well, of course, it is the electronic line calling for the foot faults. Borna Coric just saying that that's the first foot fault he's ever done in his entire life.
He's a player that does twist his foot.
Yeah, it starts very close to the line, but I don't know whether we'll be able to see it. Just as he's in his service motion, it does just twist round. Yeah, it's nicely done. Didn't let the foot fault call distract him at all. So Coric leads again, 4-3. Yeah, it is interesting though now that obviously Hawkeye Live calling the foot faults. Certainly saw plenty more foot faults than you normally would, I would suggest, earlier in the year at the Western and Southern and the US Open, of course, when they were using it. So it's just something that players are going to have to be a little more wary of these days. Obviously, the line judges would probably err on the side of giving the players benefit of the doubt if it's a very close one.
They were hot on it in Hamburg.
Were they?
Yeah, really hot on it.
Yeah, this is just Feliciano Lopez just clutching that lower back of his. Just seen it a couple of times in the last 5 or 10 minutes, so it's just something to keep an eye on. Just doesn't look too happy with life. Oh, what a second serve that was.
It actually is a very unforgiving surface because it's a hard court, but it's a different type of hard court to what you have at the US Open.
Oh, that's so good.
It's basically painted over sort of MDF boards.
15.
It's an excellent return.
Doesn't look quite right here, Lopez.
15.
Well, he just didn't do enough with the volley, but still an amazing pass. Great use of the left hand on that two-hander.
Ah, it's a shame from Coric. Did so well and covered so much ground and then just didn't do enough with that one.
Well, he pulled a rabbit out of the hat really here, Lopez. Tough for him to be able to play that type of shot on a big point. Brilliantly played.
Just feel as though he's trying to win these points quickly though, Lopez. There's now 3 serve volleys in this game. He was going for then, and last game it was just the serve followed by the drop shot.
So it's it. 14-13.
He finds the ace. Levels things up. 4 games all.
Open at set. Low 15. Open at set. 15.
At least he's been able to get his teeth into the returning game. First time he's actually won the opening point on Coric's serve. You have to make difficult decisions, but I just wonder whether the fact it was 15-all, maybe that was the time to just rush the net.
Yeah.
Just ask the question. You know, now that we really have got to the business end of the set, it's a lot harder to maybe execute at 4-all, 15-all than it certainly is if you're up a break or it's early stages of a set.
Yeah, it's well dealt with.
So I penalty.
But he went down the line in the last game with a pass. Maybe Coric just read this one, but crucially for Coric, he moved forward on the diagonal for that forehand volley.
You gotta have that. Has Coric even been taken to juice on one of his serves yet, Baz?
No.
It's so comfortable for last year's runner-up. And again. And Coric moves to within a game of reaching the second round here in St. Petersburg. Pressure on Feliciano Lopez at 4-5.
Дамы и господа, в 15:00 в зрительской зоне у информационного стенда турнира состоится...
Yeah, lost only 7 points on serve, just a couple of times, been taken to 30.
Ladies and gentlemen, a ritual autograph session with Richard Gasquet will take place at the Spectators Area Grandstand at 3 p.m.
Again, just see him stretching that back out. Change of ends. I mean, he hasn't asked for physio to come out, so it can't be too bad. Sometimes I think you just got to put your hands up and say the moment's being beaten by the better player. Coric not quite as ruthless as he was in that opening set, but still playing another high-quality set of tennis, certainly on serve. See a few more fans there in the top right of your screen, just beginning to wander in. Should just get busier and busier as the day goes on.
Time.
Of course, a few Russians playing later on in Khachanov, number 4 seed. He's the third match on against James Duckworth, and then Andrei Rublev, the number 3 seed, up against Vasek Pospisil. So they'll finish off. Of course, they paired up in the doubles late last night as well. Had a good win, those two, over Jamie Murray and Neil Skupski.
Well, it's a shot that he hit beautifully in the opening set. It's always one of those that you'd love to have back. You sort of say to yourself, why did it go so close to the lines?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, one of the forehands that Lopez hit certainly looked wide from here.
Well, different type of point from Lopez. He almost went for the slow ball approach there. A couple of high, loopy shots. Just got to be wary. He's missed both the first serves this game.
Set penalty. 30-15.
Oh, he got away with that one. Lopez didn't do anywhere near enough with the forehand.
40-15. Let first serve. Game Lopez.
Yeah, well, he's used that serve effectively in this second set.
5 games all.
So 5 games all. Doing her best to inspire Feliciano here.
That's enough. 15 up.
Both guys in double figures on the ace count today. Lopez with 12. That was Coric's 10th.
I'm surprised that first shot of the rally he hit the slice, Coric. He's gone tight. He's not playing with the same freedom, Coric. There was not a lot on the forehand.
15-13.
Slight miss hit on the backhand.
Oh, it's a second serve that was.
So it's good. 13.
Oh, did this just take a bad bounce? Maybe it just hit a crack on
Possibly.
the crack on the court when they lay the boards.
Yeah, certainly seemed to get up a little higher than Lopez was expecting.
So artretet. 40-13.
Oh, he's missed it. Yeah, huge amount of frustration for Feliciano Lopez, who still cannot take Borna Coric to deuce in one of his service games. Certainly the most pressure you feel that Coric has felt, though, at 15-30. But he's still a game away, 6-5.
Oh, what an opportunity that was. And he just had slipped through his fingertips.
And nobody told me anything. I came here.
No, we told you that.
No,
on your own time.
What do you mean on my own time? What does it mean? But I told to the doctor. The doctor told me you can go.
No, we told you, but on your own time.
What does it mean on my own time? Nobody told me anything about this.
No, we told you on your time.
So once again, a little bit of pressure on Feliciano Lopez here. Has to try and hold serve to stay in the match. Try and take the second set to a tiebreak.
Penalty. 15 up.
And the big improvements for Lopez in this second set compared to the first was struggled on points on his first serve in the opener. And that's just the third point he's lost on his first serve throughout set 2.
Oh, it's just long. Coric fancied it in the air.
30-15.
Well, you can understand him fancying it because he's hit a couple of gems.
Oh, it's brilliant from both of them. Staggering defence from Borna Coric. How many times over did Lopez have to win that point?
So I penalty. 40-15.
Lopez's reaction was to say, I had to win that point about 4 times. A fine effort it's been from Lopez, given what happened in the first set, where he was outplayed.
Game Lopez.
And another ace. Unlucky for some, not for Lopez. His 13th of this match. And to a tie-break we head.
He's got plenty of experience in tiebreakers, Lopez. 581 tiebreaks he's played. Now, I think for me, the fascinating part about this breaker is how will Lopez look to play it?
1-0, Coric.
Will he just look to test the nerve of Coric? Will Coric back himself to play the aggressive brand of tennis that he has played really throughout the match so far?
Yeah, it's good stuff from Lopez. And that first serve.
1.
That's a bit of a gift for Lopez. Coric not really trying to do too much with that backhand. that's been a tactic that not only Lopez has had plenty of success with today, but also Coric, that serve volley.
Deadly accurate with that first serve. Maybe the same again. Now to the back end.
Oh my word, what a dig from Borna Coric.
Oh, that's a tough one for Lopez. He must have thought when he hit the chip, that's going to be my point. What a dig from Borna Coric.
It's long. Good patience from Coric, one of the longest rallies of this entire match.
4-2, Coric.
Yeah, just playing the moment, Coric. I'm sure he would have liked to get it to the back end of Lopez, but wasn't really the opportunity to change direction. It just trading his two-hander to Lopez's forehand. It sort of felt that dig at the 5th point. That was just a massive moment for both men, really, because Coric, a huge sigh of relief when you sort of pull out a point like that.
He's got another.
Well, this is definitely a tactic, I think. And he's premeditated at the start of the match. Lopez gets quite close to the net. And just keeps coming forward. But he's still got to have the quality to play and execute. Brilliant.
Let's.
That's another good positive point from Borna Coric.
6-2.
His tiebreak has somewhat run away from Feliciano Lopez. 4 match points.
Game set.
And another ace seals it As last year's runner-up, Borna Coric races past Feliciano Lopez to book his spot in round 2 this year in St. Petersburg. First set, he was absolutely flawless, was the number 7 seed. Had to work a little harder for it in the second, but he will be very happy with his day's work. Just an hour and 36 minutes, he comes through 6-3, 7-6.
And it's a tournament he likes. It's a court he likes. I think it suits his brand of tennis, Coric. And not to be for Lopez. It wasn't as if he played badly in that first set. Coric was just simply superb, and that dig, the 5th point of the tiebreak, turned out to be the crucial shot for him to come through in 2 straight sets.
So we can hear from Borna now.
So, Borna, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be back in St. Petersburg and win your first match here?
Yeah, it does feel great, honestly. You know, I'm really enjoying this tournament a lot. Obviously, last year it was one of my best results. You know, it's been very tough here with the COVID and everything, but yeah, I'm just very happy to be here again.
Ну что ж, поздравляем с победой. Борна, скажите, каковы ощущения в связи с возвращением в Санкт-Петербург и победой на первом матче здесь, на этом турнире? Ну, ощущения отличные. Я всегда с удовольствием выступаю в Санкт-Петербурге. В прошлом году я показал здесь один из своих лучших результатов, когда вышел в финал. Я рад, что я сегодня победил. Despite the score, you seem to be pretty much in control of the whole match. Is it the right impression?
I thought I was playing very good through the whole match. In the first set, only in the first couple of games, I just didn't feel very good. But then I would say from the 3-all, I was playing very good tennis. In the second set, I thought I had some, I would say, very small chances to break him. I didn't do it, but most importantly, I just stayed calm, and in the tiebreak I played some of my best tennis in the whole match.
Несмотря на довольно плотный счет, впечатление такое, что вы достаточно хорошо контролировали ход этой встречи. Правильно ли это впечатление? Да, в целом я сегодня хорошо играл весь матч, я хорошо сыграл в первом сете. Первые 3 гейма, может быть, не так хорошо, но потом я контролировал ход встречи. Во втором сете я не воспользовался несколькими брейковыми возможностями, но все равно ключевые мячи я играл хорошо. Самое главное, я сохранял спокойствие на протяжении всего матча. Well, congrats again, enjoy your win, and good luck in the next match.
Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
Поздравляем, наслаждайтесь победой, удачи в следующем поединке.
Yeah, good to hear from Borna. Unsurprisingly, very happy with the way that he played, certainly in that first set and in the tiebreaker as well. Here are the numbers.
Yeah, just great numbers for Coric, and he made a few more unforced errors in the second set than he did the first. 13 in set 2 to just 3 in the opening set. The opening set was just perfect, but I really enjoyed his all-round game, all-round tennis. Coric is the balance between aggression but also playing the percentages. He served brilliantly. Lopez, we know, has got such a great first serve, so you would expect 13 aces, but Coric just one behind, just backs up. That serve had great rhythm and just wasn't tested on first serve or second serve. Lopez didn't get to deuce once. That's a strong part of the draw. The top half, you got the top seed, Medvedev against Gasquet. That will be tomorrow. So Coric will play the winner of Roman Safiululin from Russia, a wild card, and the lucky loser from Ecuador, Emilio Gomez. That will be on Thursday because they play tomorrow, Safiululin and Gomez. The second quarter, Hachinov will play Duckworth. That will be our third match today. They'll play the winner. The winner of that will play Karatsev, who won in brilliant fashion yesterday, a final set against Tennis Sangren. Bublik was also very good, and he will play the winner of our next match, which is Raonic and the American JJ Wolf. The great matches continue. Strong draw this week. Cam Norrie, good win yesterday against Taylor Fritz. He will play the winner of Kukushkin and Kecmanovic. That's the second match on court 1. And you got Humbert, who impressed in Hamburg. Bottom quarter, big match yesterday for Wawrinka, saved match points against Dan Evans. He will play Yevgeny Donskoy. And Shapovalov, the second seed, he's been in brilliant form. He will play the lucky loser, Troitsky. That will be tomorrow, that first round match. So plenty of practice required to make that transition from clay to indoor hard court, something that, of course, Shapovalov is comfortable with. He likes St. Petersburg, of course, now coached by Mikhail Yuzny, the Russian. Shapovalov played so well in New York. So played